matters now more than ever. Democracy is more than just a system of governance, it is the soul of a free people. It is the beating heart of a nation where every voice matters, every vote counts, and every citizen holds power. It is the promise that no one is above the law, and that leaders serve us, not the other way around. At its core, democracy stands on four unshakable pillars. Equality, no matter your race, religion, class, or creed, your voice is equal. In a true democracy, the cleaner's ballot carries the same weight as the CEO's. Freedom, the right to speak, to question, to protest, to worship, and to live without fear, these are not privileges, they are birthrights. Accountability, leaders are not crowned, they are chosen. And when they falter, the people must have the power and courage to demand better. Rule of law, justice is not selective. It must serve everyone equally, protecting the weak from oppression and restraining the powerful from abuse. Throughout history, nations that embrace democracy have built stronger, fairer, and more compassionate societies. Where freedom breathes, progress follows, whether in education, healthcare, opportunity, or peace. And above all, democracy gives us the most precious of gifts, the ability to change our leaders without bloodshed, through ballots, not bullets. Why the UNC government must be held to the highest standard. In 2025, the people of Trinidad and Tobago gave their trust and their power to the United National Congress, UNC, led by Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bisesa. That trust must not be taken for granted. In a democracy, power is a sacred responsibility, not a reward. Governments are not above the people, they exist to serve them. And that is why the UNC must be held to the highest standards of honesty, transparency, and justice. Anything less is a betrayal of the people's faith. To prevent abuse of power, we must speak out. Silence enables corruption. To demand accountability, we must ask the hard questions, even when it is uncomfortable. To ensure good governance, we must expect more, better schools, safer streets, stronger healthcare. To protect our freedoms, we must remain ever vigilant, because rights lost are rarely regained. Loyalty to country must come before loyalty to party. Democracy dies when leaders are worshipped and not questioned. The vital role of the opposition. The opposition is not the enemy of the state, it is the lifeline of democracy. Today, that role falls to the People's National Movement, PNM. Their duty is to watch, to challenge, to speak for those unheard, not for power's sake, but for the people's sake. They are our check and balance, ensuring no government goes unchecked. They are our alternative voice, offering different ideas and better solutions. They are the voice of the marginalized, ensuring every citizen, not just the elite, has representation. They are the guarantee of peace, proving that change can happen without violence, without chaos, only through the will of the people. Without opposition, democracy becomes dictatorship wearing lipstick. The danger of party worship and blind activism. There is nothing noble about blind loyalty. When citizens become cheerleaders instead of watchdogs, when they defend every misstep, excuse every failure, and attack every critic, they are not helping their party, they are harming their country. Blind loyalty erodes accountability and gives corrupt leaders a free pass. It silences dissent, the very thing that keeps democracy alive. It weakens our institutions, replacing duty with devotion and policy with propaganda. Those who claim to be activists for the UNC, or any party, must understand this: your loyalty should never lie with a politician, but with the people. With the Constitution. With truth. Conclusion: put country before party, principles before politics. Democracy is fragile. It demands care. It demands courage. And it demands citizens who are not afraid to speak truth to power, even when it's their own party in power. In this critical moment in Trinidad and Tobago's history, we must choose loyalty or liberty, silence or strength, fear or freedom. Holding the UNC to a high standard is not an attack, it is our democratic duty. Supporting a strong opposition is not betrayal, it is how we keep democracy alive. And above all, let us remember, democracy is not a spectator sport. It is not something we watch from the sidelines. It is something we fight for, speak up for, and defend together. Let us rise, not for a party, but for our people. Not for power, but for principle. Not for today's victory, but for tomorrow's justice. If you decide to leave because we hold leaders accountable, you're not about democracy. Let's be clear. If you walk away from this channel simply because we demand transparency, accountability, and justice from those in power, you were never about democracy in the first place. You were about blind loyalty. You were about protecting a party, not protecting the people. You were about silencing criticism, not strengthening the system. Democracy is not about defending your side no matter what. It's about standing for what's right, even when it's uncomfortable. It's about asking the hard questions, even when they target your favorite leader. It's about truth, justice, and the people's power, not political worship. So if our call for good governance offends you, if our demand for ethical leadership makes you uncomfortable, if you think holding your party accountable is betrayal, then go ahead, leave. In doing so, you expose exactly who you are. Not a patriot. Not an activist. Not a defender of democracy. Just another follower blinded by party colors. Real democracy doesn't fear scrutiny, it demands it. And if that's too much for you, you were never meant to be here.
Some people, election day is mission accomplished. And after that, it is 5 years of bacchanal, of thieving, of wrong certificate, of drinking, of drunking, and to hell with Trinidad and Tobago until the next election. Ladies and gentlemen, in this fine facility, you may not remember what Skinner Park looked like before.
I come to support my beloved Prime Minister.
Do you know what is being debated in Parliament?
No, I have no idea.
Which constituency are you from?
Barco.
What did you come out here for today?
To support the minister from URP office, Region 2.
Do you know what is being debated today in Parliament?
Not really, but I will be representing here with Miss Kamala, but Miss Awai for Region 2, our manager.
I work URP on the Miss Awai program, my cleaner, and it's nice people. Miss Awai have a set to me.
So you came out to support the Prime Minister?
Yes. Only yellow, boy, only yellow.
Okay. Do you know what is being debated in Parliament today?
Well, everything good. Everything good. Everything good.
So do you know what's being debated in Parliament?
UNC councillor for the Saiparia West Faizabad district, Jason Ali has resigned from the party.
Do you know what is being debated in Parliament today?
Well, sort of, yeah.
What is being debated?
Ask them now. I support Kamala.
Do you know what's being debated in Parliament?
Yeah.
Thank you.
UNC councillor for the Saiparia West Faizabad district, Jason Ali has resigned from the party.
Come on, everyone, share the live.
Stop the screen, guys. Stop the screen.
I'm going to share the live on my end. Why I have your guests on like it's somebody. That's why all them people was coming in here live last night. You had to change your setting.
Automatically.
Because of the how people could just join your live just so without being stepped through. Yeah, you have to change that. Come guys, join the live. I have one topic I want to talk about. the topic is why some corporations haven't gotten paid as yet. They haven't gotten paid for the month of June. Where is these people's salaries?
Good night, Bianca.
Let Anaska come with her contribution first, and after we could slip in with that, right, baby?
Good night, everyone. Let's start off with a word of prayer now. Father in heaven, we come before thee to give you thanks and praise for tonight. We pray in the name of Jesus that you bless each and every one on this panel and each and every one that is on this live. We pray that they will be edified. We pray that their eyes will be open to everything that is taking place in this nation. We pray that you cover us in the blood of Jesus. We pray that you protect us from danger, from evil, from harm, from all manner of sinister actions. Oh Father, we pray that you cover us in the blood, cover our families. Oh Father, cover us in our going and coming. Oh Father, protect us from any evil thoughts, any evil words, any evil machinations. Oh Father, and we pray that tonight will be edifying and full of information that will touch and reach the citizens of this nation. We pray these things in your holy name, in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Good night. So the topic tonight is the call from the Prime Minister for the citizens to donate to the earthquake-stricken Venezuela. That is a very sensitive and touchy issue because we are currently in a situation where the nation is suffering. A lot of people have been laid off. People are unable to make ends meet. Those who are of the working class are even struggling as well to make ends meet. And it was surprising to hear that the government is setting up donation boxes all over the nation for people to donate. And I'm saying, will the funds go directly to Venezuela? Will there be checks and balances? This is very, very weird and very peculiar, and we've never seen anything like this before. Usually, if a disaster happens in any other nation, the government will render assistance, and that would be it. So it's very strange that they are asking for the citizens to go and donate. They have a number, an account number for citizens to donate. And it's very ironic that she would have uttered statements back in 2010 where she said Trinidad is not an ATM card. Do you all remember that? Where she would have said Trinidad and Tobago is not an ATM card. So to come now and do a complete 360 is very, very weird, and it's very, very concerning because a lot of people are unable to make ends meet. A lot of people are on the breadline. Things are hard. People can't even eat 3 meals a day. We would have had the study done by the UN where it says people can't even afford to have 3 meals a day. So how? What is the thinking? What is the rationale that you want people to come and donate? Where are people getting the money from? Where are people getting the funds from? People are in need right now. And I think that the most important thing right now is to render assistance to people here. People are suffering. People are suffering in this country right now. And I think that is where we should focus on. We cannot help at this time. You cannot ask people to dip into their pockets when they have no money. How is that happening? How is that working out? What was the rationale? What was the rationale? Who thought of this idea to come and burden the population with this? Who came up with this brilliant idea? So I want to hear from the panel what they think of this. Chatter, good night, Chatter.
Yeah, good night, Amber. Good night to our team, Candice, Trinity, and well, a few people is missing still. Everybody who listening to us on YouTube, everybody who listening to us here on TikTok, right? Amber, that is a real serious point we bring up there, right? And we don't want to make it look here like we are not willing to help the people of Venezuela, but right now the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago home here right now, we are in dire need for help. You understand? Because the government of the day, the present government, when they came into power, they shut down they shut down CPF, forestry workers. People is on the bread line. People just now, school is going to close, school is going to reopen back. And people don't even know when their children are home, how they're feeding their children, much more for sending them back out to school, because it have children who are going to secondary, and then after it have children who's going up from Form 3, Standard 3 to Standard 4, Standard 4 to Standard 5. So you know there's a whole new book list. You know there's uniform, you know that, right? So the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago now is we who need Sorry about that. The citizens of Trinidad and Tobago right now, we need help. You understand? And I find if the Prime Minister or whoever came up with this idea, I find the government ministers, the UNC government ministers, should be the first one to volunteer their salary for this month. You understand? Take all of their salary and put it in the box and send it to Venezuela. Because all in a better state than the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, because the Prime Minister is working for $68,000 a month. The ministers is working for the Prime Minister is working for $87,000 a month. The ministers is working for $65,000 a month. So they are better equipped. And they don't have to buy food, they don't have to pay for gas, they don't have to do nothing, you understand? And they still have their perks. So they should be the first one who should come up with the Prime Minister and said, all right, lead by example. All right, I will take my salary for this month and we will send it to Venezuela. You understand? Don't put that burden on the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, because right now, since all your coming power, the citizens is burden enough. We have enough. You understand? We cannot take no more. We cannot take the stress of Venezuela and the problems. You understand? And the citizens here, the Venezuelan citizens and them who have been here working and benefiting, they should be the one who going in that box and put in money. You understand? They should be the ones sending back wherever they want to send back to Venezuela. Not the citizens of them of Trinidad, because right now we on the breadline. You understand? And I just find this Prime Minister to come up with that. The Prime Minister is untouched. That just to show you she untouched with reality. The Prime Minister do not know of what's going on in Trinidad and Tobago. She's untouched of what is really happening in Trinidad and Tobago. She knows it's too high up there. You understand? Madam Prime Minister, look down on the poor people on the ground before you could come up and make that kind of statement. You understand? That's what you need to do, Madam Prime Minister. Right? And that's my contribution for tonight.
Warrior.
Hi, pleasant good night. Pleasant good night to Trinity, Chatter. I saw Scorpion King was here, but he came off. Hi, Scorpion. And to everybody on TikTok in the comment section, Mags, everybody. I can't call everybody's name right now. And to the people on YouTube, I want to say a pleasant good night to you guys, and Oscar, you as well, and Mr. Lucas, right? Pleasant good night. I hope you all had a productive week. that gone by, right? So my contribution towards Venezuela and the Prime Minister asking for the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago to donate stuff to Venezuela. Now, I really sympathize with them because an earthquake is not no easy thing to have to deal with, right? And if I could, I would have, because if something like that is to happen to us here in Trinidad and Tobago, we would want help, right? But the country's in a sad state. We don't even have enough. When I get paid, like my pay does just, as get paid, all I could do is just pay light bill, internet bill, put aside passage, and you know, I could hardly even maintain my own home. Right? And there are people who cannot, ask the gentleman to tap to mute his mic. Right. I could hardly even maintain my home. Right? And there are people who definitely don't have, as Shatta would have said, people would have lost their jobs. Right? In times gone by, when something like that happened, you will see people from various, you know, parts of the country would donate the 1%, would donate stuff, business people, or, you know, people would donate. But now, I don't know who advising. I really don't know. How can we? We are willing, Madam Prime Minister, but we are weak. We want for ourselves. And I could remember Kamala would have said in times gone by that Trinidad and Tobago is not an ATM. Right? And then I would have read in the comments, somebody said other countries would have donated stuff towards them. So what really going on? And, you know, I had to ask myself, and according to Chatter, when we donate this money, how we sure that if people, the ones who really have, donate money to Venezuela, how we sure they're getting it? I don't understand. Because we here, I don't know. How we doing that? How? I don't know who, I tell you, I don't know who advising this woman, you know. I don't know if they you know what I say, Anaska? I don't believe that Kamala thinks, I don't know if she feel that the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago is putting up a front saying that they don't have and they really have, or people must have money hiding in a vault, or they must have exorbitant money in the bank account and they just have it there and ain't helping nobody. But for the man on the ground like myself and the people in my communities and all are over, because I'm a woman on the ground, it's the same cry. You see, Anaska, and we know what I would like you to do sometimes. When you're not working and you're off, take a walk to Waterspeed. Okay. And look at the expressions of the people's face. When you're traveling maxis, because that's something I just do, engage in conversation with the maxi drivers. Yeah, Jabari? Right? Somebody's outside. Engaging people crying out, people not traveling as they used to, people traveling only because they have a need. They have something to do. People don't just jump in a maxi and joyride again. People don't come out on the streets. You hardly see people by the bar. When last you hear people, it's sad. And to hear this, to know that all they're asking us to help and we want for ourselves. That's very heart-rending. It's a good idea, yes, but we're willing, but we are very weak. And I find our Prime Minister should take notice of us first. I don't know. It's as if we're crying out to them and telling them our situation and they're not believing us at all. Well, they don't care. They're not believing. So that is my contribution, yes.
And you know something, Warrior? At a time like this, you know who would have assisted? At a time like this, I could tell you know who would have assisted? Dominic Hadid. Dominic Hadid would have sent cases and cases of water to Venezuela. Right? Because he's a man. Yeah. Once you go to him and you have any event, you have any organization, something, you go to him and he gives you the amount that you need. And look, we can't even utilize Dominic Hadid. So now you're appealing to the citizens. Okay. Okay. Trinity, good night.
Pleasant good night, everybody. Pleasant good night to the panel. Pleasant good night to everybody on YouTube. Pleasant good night, host. Pleasant good night to the comments. Again, I'll be blunt with it. Trinidad and Tobago have no money to help Venezuela. I love Warrior Princess, but she talk about if we have, we could. We don't have. We don't have. We broke. Trinidad and Tobago is broken. We don't have a cent extra. If we don't have a cent to help our own citizens, where we get any money to send them any? We don't have no money. This is what they need to do. All the Venezuelans that is residing here and making money and taking up Trinidadian and Tobagonian work and spaces and things, send them back home. Let them go and help the country. They're here too long. We don't have money to help Venezuela. I don't have any money. And I ain't taking a tin of pigeon peas and said to no Venezuela, I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. Or maybe song in Atlas, but okay. But I'm not doing it. I rather make a payla with it. Because at the end of the day, people are hungry in Trinidad and Tobago. Children are going to bed. They only drinking water and going and sleep. People are being pushed out of their homes because they can't pay the rent and living under bridges, living in tents on the promenade. Every day there's a new homeless man or woman on the street. Mothers are sitting down in front of Scotiabank, breastfeeding her baby, and she have nothing in she breast to sustain that child. And you what we send things for Venezuela because Venezuela get hit by an earthquake. Okay, sorry about that. But at the end of the day, hold on, stop doing that. But at the end of the day, we don't have money to help Venezuela. We don't. Right? We do not have money to help Venezuela. Look at how much money the Prime Minister and she comrades make monthly. $86,000, $65,000 monthly. Madam Prime Minister, I suggest you tell your bagwagon to take a pay cut. Take a pay cut and send it to Venezuela if you so want to help. Because if a letter come home by me from school telling me about sending a piece that going in the bin, because I will not be sending anything. Because I don't have to send nothing. We already suffering. And you still want we to take, you want we to change $1 into 4 quarters and send 50 cents to Venezuela and feed we family with the other 50 cents? You serious? We don't have that money. We are broken. People finishing school just now. I have a 2-year-old to send to preschool again, a book list yet, so you know how much money I had to spend on that book list? And you want me to spend my hard-earned money and send it to Venezuela? No, I will not be doing that. And all I can say, Trinity, heartless, it's okay. I've been getting it on Facebook all day. You want the same thing for Venezuela, but you wouldn't fix your own country. So much of people homeless, hungry on the ground. And you want to help Venezuela? No. No. I will not be sending anything. All I want to take all the hard-earned money and send it. Be my guest. All you do that. But Trinity is not doing anything. I'm sorry. And that's my contribution for tonight.
Can I hear them?
I just want to say I'm sorry to hear about all people's troubles and woes. And I wish I was a multi-billionaire to help the whole of Trinidad because my heart is big. If I could, I would. Right? I think the government has a right to say about people first. People come first in anything you do. Right? Just the other day, I had to give a woman $50 because she was by KFC, didn't have anything to eat, and I had to take off from my own to give to her. I don't like, this is not how a country is supposed to come to. This is not what we're supposed to reach to, right? I have my problems. I have things to do, things to fix. I cannot use my money how I want. I have to sparingly use my money. This is what we come to now. It's not like long term. Long term, you have money, you could do X, Y, Z, 3, 4, 5 different things at the same time. You cannot do that again. Times have changed. You have to change with the times. Thank you. That's my contribution.
Thank you. Good night, Kitty. Kitty.
Good night. Ole hear, man. It's problems again. Is it problems again? Ole cannot hear, man.
We hearing you, honey.
Ole not hearing, man.
Yeah, we hearing you.
Well, go ahead and miss me now, lover. I just... Oh. Okay, all right. So, as I hear Kamala saying, right, what I do believe charity begins at home. You cannot be telling people that we should go and donate to the same Venezuela where she make Trump go and kidnap the president. The same people over there who had your face on placards. No, you trying to use the citizens now, let me be real. You really think Venezuela or anything from you, Kamala? Let me be real. One, you not even imagine Venezuela watching you right now. I know you're not even seeing about your own people. And you want to send help abroad? As the old people say, as I said before, charity begins at home and ends abroad. There's nothing is wrong with assisting people if you can't help. But if I cannot help my own people, why would I be out here stretching my hands, hanging my hat with carriage? And I have people here that are suffering. So I'm sorry to say, my little tin of food and them thing is to make hamper for the people of my country. You understand, that are suffering and that lost how much jobs under you, Kamala. And you big and bold and put out account and thing for we to send money and all these kind of thing. Something had to be wrong with you. And as somebody said earlier, I really and truly think you have dementia. You understand? Now we have to be we have to literally now do something that the Prime Minister said that she wasn't even doing. Kamala is right mixed up herself for now. And I think she's supposed to realize around this time, you need to go. I believe you need to go and get a little checkup. You think it's about time, rest. Spend time with your family. Give somebody, pass on the baton to somebody who is ready and able. You understand? And let me be real. As far as we're seeing, everybody looking for justice, everybody looking for work, everybody looking for some form of hustle to make money. So nobody care in Trinidad. I highly doubt anybody can help the Venezuelans. And anybody who's going to help is Venezuelans that are already here in Trinidad that care for the people of the country. And if we could have helped, because we help plenty nations like Grenada and these places with canned foods and them kind of thing. Right now, we need help. We need to ask people from different Caribbean islands, or they're sending some grocery and stuff, so we can help our brothers and sisters on the ground, because we have a Prime Minister that do not care about any one of us. And so that's all my contribution for the night.
Thank you, Kitty. And it is so true. It is so true. You take a look around, you take a look at the citizens who working in the grocery, who shopping, and people can't even make a proper grocery. People cannot even pay bills. I work security. And when I get paid, my money that I work hard for, I doesn't see my money. And I work hard. I work hard. And there was a sister, she came to me, she said, I don't have the money to pay for my daughter's graduation fee. I don't even have a dress. I had purchased a dress to attend my daughter's graduation function. And you know what? I gave it to her. I gave her the dress that I was supposed to wear for my daughter's prom dinner. And I gave her the money. You hear what I saying? I gave her the money and I gave her my brand new dress. Because no parent should have to face a situation where they cannot go to their child's graduation. And I don't have. I would see people on the street, big men. Can I get a $20 to buy bread and a tuna? All you understand what really taking place? Do you all understand what is really taking place? People are in need and suffering. Public servants who are working in the Port of Spain Corporation, it is said they would not receive June salaries. So, what is really going on? What is really going on? How can you say in one hand, let the citizens donate to Venezuela, and in the other hand, the corporations can't even pay their staff for the month of June? Like, what are they thinking? What are they thinking? And a lot of parents are eagerly anticipating that $1,000 that they would have applied for to help purchase school books. But let's be realistic. $1,000 could only get so much stuff. But people are depending on that. Things are hard. Things are really, really hard. People can't even get 3 meals a day. And you know what I do? And I'm being real, and I am telling you all, I just feel bad. I just feel bad that people don't have anything to eat, and I only eat 1 meal a day. My coworker just be like, "What are you starving yourself for?" I starving myself for because I know I have people hungry, and it makes me feel bad. It makes me feel bad that I can't do a lot. I can't even make a hamper and play. I giving it to somebody. And that is the reality of this nation. That is the reality that people are going through. People are suffering. People are hungry. People cannot pay their bills. People have to resort to prostitution. And the emphasis and the focus should be on your citizenry first. Let the Venezuelans have a community, they have a community together. Let them come together and go across and assist their fellow citizens. Let the NGOs, there are NGOs in Trinidad that can assist as well. Why are they not assisting? Look how much big companies we have. Why is it that the man on the ground have to find $1 to chip in when it have big conglomerates that could assist? That's not looking good. It is not looking good. And it is sad. It is sad. It is sad. School will open just now. Yes, Chatter. Go ahead.
I'm going to say something. People take a drive from basically on the promenade, right? Around KFC to where Towers is. And the amount of people from KFC to where Nicholas Towers is, the amount of children, women, when you see women and children on the side of the road sit down, and they're sitting down on the wet ground, begging for something to eat, you understand? And these are people, you've seen it on their face, they don't want to be there. But circumstances beyond their control, they have to be there. You understand? Because our mother is out there trying to feed her family. You understand? And we don't know the circumstances, what that family is going through. And the Prime Minister could turn around and say for we to send money abroad. Why did have people by the thousands out here suffering? You understand? I just wonder how the Prime Minister does sleep at night. How she could go to sleep at night knowing people in the country are suffering, and then after it had the UNC trolls and them does get me vexed, like the Starks and the NW and the David Welch and the Heavy T. And when you put this question to them, there's first thing they just want to ask you, who's suffering? And the last 10 years, people wasn't suffering. People wasn't suffering like how they're suffering now under this government. The last 10 years, This year and 3 months is UNC in government. It feels worse than the last 10 years when the PNM was in power. I used to tell you how the suffrage and the rate, and these people and them blind to the fact. The people and them blind to the fact. And when you play to them, they say, so on to the last 10 years, well, I wasn't suffering. Rowley, as bad as Dr. Rowley was, he guided us through COVID. People was getting paid, CPF, people was functioning. People was seeing about their family. People wasn't on the breadline. People wasn't begging. You understand? And when 64,000 jobs the Prime Minister, then opposition, promised when she came into power, she will create. Where's those jobs? You understand? And then after all, they want to raise all the fines and all the taxes in the country, and people are barely surviving. People can look just the other day, you did that thing that how people can't even, people are not getting 3 square meals in Trinidad a day. People are barely surviving in Trinidad and Tobago. What the Prime Minister is wanting us to do, what she wants us to do, you understand? Donald Trump take over Venezuela. What about all the oil the US take from the Venezuelans? Why he don't come back and give them some of that money, what he sell, those oil, and invest it back into Venezuela? Why she don't write him and say, well, Mr. Trump, what you going on in Venezuela? Send back some money to, to help out Venezuela. Why she don't do that? Because Trinidad was our launching pad. Trinidad and Tobago was our launching pad, innit? He was active that time. He was active that time with the US government. So come active now. Write the President of the United States and ask him to send back some money to, if she's so care about Venezuela. Ask her, some aid. Ask the US President to send some aid to Venezuela. Them is the right people you're supposed to be asking. Not burden the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago who done burden with taking care of their family and day-to-day life. That's my conclusion.
And you would have seen in the past men being able to do the little hustle with their taxes to be able to help support their families. And because of these fines, men can't even go out there and make the little hustle. Men cannot even go out there and make their little hustle. They have to park the car at home and watch their families suffer. And the working class, like myself, like yourself, we could barely make ends meet because of the high cost of living. And I keep begging on my platform that they do something concerning the high food prices. Y'all need to do something. That's one of the times I hate is to go in the grocery. That is one of the times I hate as a human being is to go and face the grocery. And it is sad. It is sad. I'm wondering if this is a joke. I am wondering if this is a joke.
Amber, you don't know when you're going to grocery, right? You have to walk with a calculator.
Yes, I do it. I do it.
You have to walk with a calculator and check to make sure you stay in budget, because it's not like you can make a pick up, Now you have to walk with a calculator and make sure, you understand? First thing bad right now, Amber. I don't even take my little daughter with me, because when I carry little children in the grocery.
Yes.
They always I don't carry she with me again, I just leave she home.
Well, wait now, Chacha.
That's to tell you how bad things get right now. When I go in the grocery, I leave my daughter home.
Me too.
I went to the grocery today, and we have Passage in Point 14. And I have plenty for 20, 3 for 20, 2 for 20. But I still spent $1,200 in the grocery. And I just want to know, when I plenty for 20, how that working out? Okay, you're still spending that amount of money in the grocery, not making any sense. Because the VAT you have to pay is high. You understand? The VAT is high. When I pass in the stack lane, if I my daughter, I just cover she go watch up this later. Because I can't afford nothing. You understand? Because it's like when you go in the grocery, where you used to get in the grocery for $500, you're not getting any more. You have to put it back, and it would be so embarrassing to put it back. You understand? Cost of living is really high. So if you spending all that money in the grocery for cost of living, where I getting money to send to Venezuela? Where a pack of dairy milk, a big pack of dairy milk for my daughter is $109.
Yes.
A big bag of oats is maybe about $60. You understand? It's really, really, really bad. It's really bad for cost of living. You can't help it. Nobody cannot help. They need to help. The USA influence like stocks and help.
Trinity, we're not hearing you, honey. Trinity, going once, going twice. I see we have someone new on the panel. Dolly. Good night, Dolly. Do you have a contribution?
Yes, it's Dolly and Shamir. I Shamir right now on the platform. Good night, good night.
Good night.
Yeah, my contribution is we had to adapt. Yes, cost of living real life. Trust me. I stopped my grocery. I telling you, I stopped my grocery. Right? Let me tell you how I do it now. I enter the maintenance business and I use certain hustle, like certain work, like we say little $100 work, $150 work. I use that towards to make grocery for the day. Now I have three girl children, 3 babies, a 5-year-old and two 2-year-old. And I reserve my money for the end of the month to buy like Pampers, cereal, milk, them kind of thing. But grocery stuff and the daily needs, I make muscle. So what I'm trying to tell the youths and them, right? Government come, government go. You could jump high, you could jump low, right? A boy had to sit down and watch it. Now me no UNC, me no PNM, right? I just a youth man who born on the streets, grow on the streets. I used to use drugs, and I minded my family and I live in a life. I trying to tell people, you have to accept certain things that cannot change, and change the things that you could change. And that's all I had to say. And we are internet. You could go on the internet and learn to make certain things and learn to even hustle. And that's why I do. This is how I actually come up with my own business. And I used to tell my wife, I said, girl, don't worry. I buying machinery, but you will see. Them same machinery one day go work for you. And the same them will garden and all these other things. So we had a band with belly and look for avenues. Look for avenues. The internet. We are real information. I was a slow person in school. I never really went to school and because from age 12 I started to use drugs and grew up on the streets, sell drugs, make jail, come out beg in front of KFC. So I know they get to life and you know. So I always share my story with people. I as a person don't talk politics and things. I tell a person here what to do. Observe your surroundings and see how you could improve yourself. And if you can change something, you do it. And if you know you can't change it, you accept it and do what you could do as an individual.
So I can ask you a question, sir, before you go?
Yeah, man.
Let me ask you a question. The last 10 years, right? So presently, you find the cost of living, things get more hard presently than in the last 10 years?
Well, I want to be honest with you, by all my life I catch in my tail, boy. saying government come, government go, I catch my tail as a youth.
We talking about government. We talking about government. We talking about...
No, things that I say, right? Things get really hard because I stop making full grocery. I making a deal.
Right. I understand. We talking about government and thing. We just talking about the cost of living. Cost of, you know, all that we hear is family men, family women. We talking about mining and putting food on the table.
3-day grocery.
Yeah, we talking about that. We talking about the cost of living and surviving.
Things get hard, real hard, boy.
Things get real hard in the last year and 3 months. Yeah. Then the last 5 years are good. Just put it as
yeah.
Yeah. That's all I wanted to ask.
Look at it. No, let me add something to what you're saying there. Look at it. Right now, I that person is work right around the clock. I do property maintenance during the day, and I do like 5-6 work for the day, and plus in the night I do currently. Presently I working right now, so oh boy, I work two different and to do two different things to make ends meet, and yet I cannot make ends meet. Yeah, because I keep the business running and I keep the house running. So you're quite correct. And as things go, as we go on further into the years, things are gonna get more harder and more harder.
So what do you think about the suggestion by the government that the citizens should be the ones to offer assistance to Venezuela? What do you think about that?
I think that is a deceitful a suggestion towards the nation. I'm gonna tell you why, right? I read an article, several articles today within Facebook and all over the internet. And the government of Caracas of Venezuela, they're not really acknowledging we help, to tell you the truth. They say, all right, yeah, Chinad, all right, okay.
I saw that.
You understand what I'm saying? So I think that is kind of disrespectful. So we don't see what's going on around the news too. The people don't really want we help. So we not going to send we help for them. Because they're already showing us cold shoulders and you coming out to mama guy people. I see that bouncing around. That I might take when I now come up on your platform and I hear and I say, but wait now. The Dowdy woman. So people don't catch in the tail already. Me going to send no money for nobody. Even if a boy coming around with a raffle sheet, me not going to put my $5. The way how things are right now. Yeah? I will tell you something, I will tell you one thing. The UNC is not the UNC like before. And the PNM is not the PNM like now. That's why PNM lost. They become vulnerable. PNM is not PNM. Well, when people hear PNM fighting among themselves, that is something you don't hear at all. And now, as the time goes by and certain heads either retire or die or pass on, you find the new generation people coming in and they're doing things differently. So, that's what they say. As a person who watch on the sideline, the enemy is not your weakness, and the enemy is capitalized on that. And that was exactly what the then opposition did, and them capitalized on that. You know, because the PNM is not to be feared. Yeah,
I totally agree with you. But one thing you see, this new leader, this person, she will bring back Trinidad. Because you're watching this lady, and this lady is a woman with heart. This woman is a woman who cares about the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. You understand? And I believe she will bring us back on track. You understand? I strongly believe Ms. Penelope Becker will be the Prime Minister to speak about...
Well, the least expected person is the one to do that, isn't it?
You see what I'm telling you? So that's the least expected person.
I just got a restriction, so I can't Trinity girl. I don't know what's going on. Somebody did me post in the live, so I just got a restriction on the live. So I can't add you back. I don't know what is going on, but continue chatter.
Yeah, like what I was telling the next person in block there. Dolly. Yeah. Least person I expect is the person will come and surprise the country. And that is Miss Penelope Beckles. She will come and surprise everybody in Trinidad and Tobago. I feel that is the woman who will bring back Trinidad and Tobago.
Trinity, if you're here, can you pull down Trini and Passan, please, and thank you very much. Because let me tell you something, people busting up their mouth and they say all manner of thing about Penelope Beckles, but that woman has her head on her shoulder. She knows what she is about. You know what the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago want to see? They want to see a Jamet. As a prime minister. They want to see somebody.
They're accustomed to Wajangism. Now they're accustomed to Wajangism.
Right. They want to hear a prime minister insulting people. You see Miss Penelope Beckles is a woman of class, a woman of integrity. She's very articulate. She knows how to carry herself. She knows how to speak to the people. And something I watched with Miss Penelope Beckles, right? They're saying that, oh, she's too apologetic. Let me tell you something. A person that is apologetic, they know where they come from. They know what they would have done wrong. Not just the individual, right? She know where the party would have went wrong and she's willing to fix it, right? And she apologizing to the people on the ground, that says a lot to me. The ones on top that rubbing shoulders with her, that are against her, that are fighting her down, that clearly shows that they don't, if we give them a chance, right, if they should like go against her and form another party, that shows clearly what we go get ourselves in. We will get in a new Kamala regime. You understand? Miss Penelope Beckles understand the language of the people. First time in my life, I ever meet a prime minister in waiting that understands the language of the people. You see how the people embracing this woman? That is why anybody come up on my life and talk anything about Penny, I pull them down the ass. I don't care. They're saying Penny weak, but what Kamala doing to us? The same prime minister would tell us that no house must go hungry. That you cannot tax a country into prosperity. It's like a man standing in a bucket and trying to lift himself up. And we are the ones standing in the bucket, trying to lift ourselves up. And when we come out and cry, it's either we get locked up or we get embarrassed. You understand? And then they want to turn it into a race thing. So it's divide and conquer. Right? And that's what I always say. See this race thing, I want nobody to come around me with no race thing. Because you cut a African, you cut a East Indian, you cut a Chinese, you cut whoever, it's the same blood. It's the same blood. We had to try to come together. All right, if the UNC so love Trinidad and Tobago, right? And they so love the people. You clearly see that the UNC, but they really don't know how to run the country. Because look at how much mess and chaos they're making. Right now, the UNC is the most disliked government that ever passed through Trinidad and Tobago. Why don't they stay here? What's going on? We in power now. Yes, we run things. But call the PNM together and say, hey, we country in trouble and we citizens suffering. Let me try and fix it for the people. No, they're not doing that. They know they cannot fix the country. They don't know. They try. It's only trial and error, backward and confusion. And when they can't fix it and they realize things not going their way, they throw the blame on the PNM. That's all we're doing. And this government, all this government doing is to put a set of laws in place, a set of taxes, and then try to fix the people.
Hi, we have a new...
Warrior.
Just let me engage with
I would like to say something.
Go ahead, Doug.
Yeah, Warrior. I would like to say something before I go.
Yeah. Yes, dear.
The people, right? You see what happened the last time around, right? Well, I have something. I hear who saying the people is get what they deserve. They get a leader that they deserve. Remember, think about the heights. That's a very powerful. The people will always get a leader that they deserve. You understand? Look what happened. We all look at the map. Look at the map. You understand?
Yes,
Yes,
I understand what you're saying.
was going on. Certain things that was going on, you understand? But then again, you gotta blame some of the internal parts of the PNM and all too, because they're supposed to get a business and all that too.
Yes,
But I talking about the follow, not because you see a leader fault and a little bit, you go run with the next set of crowd, and that goes for vice versa. Not because you see your people fault and you go, no, if you believe
They're shutting down with light.
in this system, you stay with this system.
Tap up the screen. Tap up the screen.
You understand what I'm saying? But look what coming up now, everybody balling. You must shut it down because they don't want to educate. Yeah.
And that's the thing,
people always get what they deserve. How they say the voice of the people is voice of God? Well, trust me, we get it live and direct now. You see, we have to get lecture and then we would learn.
But this is not our fault.
So when you appoint the rightful leader, and we all know that. Yeah.
All right, thank you for your contribution.
Yeah, blame yourself. Any idea the choice comes down to each and every one of us. All right, ma'am. Thanks for giving me an opportunity to talk, and thanks for everyone who listening. And when I come on these kind of platform, I learn to.
Yeah, man, Dolly, I want to see you come back again, boy. Come back.
Yeah, I'm big up to Miss Penny because she really is a humble spirit, and people feel like a mash it down. Look at her pretty humble lady, yeah. There's a new vocabulary word I just gave you there, but look at her with that word. Being humble doesn't mean being weak. And that would just get
Thank you, Dad.
They have a blessed night.
Same to you.
Yes.
Tom Dexter, do you have a contribution?
Yeah, good night to the panel.
Good night.
Yeah, me as an outsider from St. Vincent living in Trinidad also.
We stole that the builder refused, Candace. We stole that the builder refused.
Yeah.
You're little enough, right? Anyhow, yeah, what I'm saying, right? I think he have enough venue working here in Trinidad, right? Could able to pack about 2-3 container and send them back to their country. You understand? To help out their family, right? Not like we down here, right? Catching wind and look the other day I come in from Arima. I say I go make a fast food when I come home. I say I go buy a macaroni and a canned beef. I buy the macaroni because the canned beef when I watch the price. I say I ain't buying no canned beef for another $25. When I reach up the road, right? I go on to buy the canned beef. They tell me $27 for the canned beef. I say, hey, you better have been buy it down so. You could imagine that?
$25 I think I can't be.
Yes, can't be expensive. Very expensive.
I refuse it in Arima, right, for $22.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But again, I don't want to say nothing that they could ban, you know. I'm watching something with most of them on the UNC side. If you notice, right, you see what they're doing? They're using most of the African of them, right, in the high authority, right, to do their dirty work for them, know. Because if you watch the Minister of National Security, the other one, where they say is most of them African is where they're using to do their thing of them. You understand? You ain't see no Indians. So in case anything, they could say is your own was doing you, even though we give them the power and we put them in power, right? Yeah, because look at the march the other day, right? It's more African you be seeing there. You ain't see no Indian to do nothing, so then go throw back the blame on them. Alexander, girl, I don't know, yes? And again, yeah, another thing.
Yes,
if an outsider could see that and Trinidadians here can't see that something wrong. Something really wrong. Go ahead, Dexter, preach.
Yeah, and another thing too, right? You see this thing we happen in Venezuela there with the earthquake, right? All you might not know, but you have plenty of them war country out there knows about this. You have certain thing you could drop in the sea and it could cause an earthquake, it could cause all kind of things,
Yes.
a tsunami,
Yes.
right? So here's something. You notice, right? Trump want to go in Venezuela for the longest while, right? So if he could do something like that, and when he done, he could use it for say he go in and drop aid to Venezuela to get people in to go in Venezuela to pretend, right, that he dropping aid, right? Because you see what don't happen down here. These people who will come down here and say that how, right, they coming down here, what they call them, the Navy SEAL. Navy SEAL is more for water, no? Right? And them is more like, like how them go to Bin Laden, them train for a special. So why she don't bring down the FBI of them and the Scotland Yard people of them to do their work down here, right? That the Navy SEAL, the wise and the ground how it is, most of the time when they get raping and killing and who get in shoot and who get in this, is on the ground, not in the water out there. So when they come in with Navy SEAL and this and that, and all kind of things talking about, them feel they bright. You understand? Roria Princess, I like to listen to Roria Princess, right? Because she just crack me up, right? And when she get vexed, well, that is my girl. I like to listen to her.
Thank you very much.
So that's what I had to say. I still listen. I got more things to say, but I give the other people a chance.
All right. Thank you, Dexter.
Yes, good night, good night. Hello, come on. Mr. Hawk. Yeah, I want to say pleasant good night to everybody in the forum.
Good night.
You know?
Yeah, good night.
I want to say that, it have people here in need of help, right? I don't mean anything against nobody, but as a prime minister, helping people first.
Right? There with a constitution.
Helping people first. It have people here need help and bawling out and crying out. Mothers, right? Parents crying out. You understand? Everything skyrocket, high. You know? The Prime Minister, him coming on and making a little forum, keeping a little forum and saying something. You know? The SOE right now is to keep the citizens and them mouth hush. And to keep people hush. But I want to say how long she'll do it for. Right? Understand? You understand? Everybody at the government, people at the government talk out there, boy, look what's going on out there. Killing, murder. I born in the 60s. Way back in the 60s. Right? And long time was different from now. Look what I'm telling you, long time was different. I used to come home, I used to go party and thing. And come home 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning on the road. And nothing happened to me, boy. You can't do it now. You can't do it now. You understand? I used to walk the road, from Arribata Cleaver Road, and walk down the road 3 o'clock in the morning and walk down home. And when I coming home, some police pass. Police was in the road now. And the police had them patrolling, like was a patrol or was going somewhere. Police may say, no, forget it, the police drive and go on. You understand? You know, when police are body road, they can suspect and they can know you. Right? You understand? No, it's not about a crime, killing. Look at Tobago. Tobago was nice long time. Look what Tobago coming to now. Tobago not safe again. You understand? You promise people things. You promise people how much. You promise people wants money. You see what you go do. You understand? You go help. You go help everybody. You take away the people's job. You take away this one job to you. You see people suffering out there now. You understand? PLM still do better. The PLM government still do better. And I sure if the PLM government was in power now, all these high prices, that thing, the cap license, or everything they can up, it would not be so now. You understand? You lie to people. You lie to them. And that is bad. That's my contribution. Okay. Have a pleasant night. I can let somebody else talk.
Same to you, Starhawk. And yeah. While we are...
Inti have to...
Go ahead, Dexter.
Inti have to get... Then don't say that all, right? With the state of emergency, you don't really have to get around to go in people's place and do what you want and do what the police you wanted to do. But how come they get a warrant for these two people? I have nothing against them, but how would they get a warrant for these two people and they can't get a warrant for we poor black people?
Different strokes for different folks.
Alright,
that's the elite. Yeah, that's how it is in Trinidad. While a young lady, Alyssa Phillips, protesting and voicing her opinions on certain things, she didn't have that opportunity. It was off to jail one time. Off to jail one time.
Yeah,
and that
because
is
I think she was in a protest with somebody. They invite she that to say she go off she own, right? So she could talk, right? Not to say okay then. So because I get a permit to go and protest, I only have to talk and whatever I go in and protest on. So I can't talk about nothing else with humbugging me or humbugging the country or humbugging my family. So because the girl talk on that behalf, right? But you see where does go on to when they let them go, they don't sue the state, right? Which is we taxpayers' money, so they just get away with it. So if everybody had to come together every time they lock them up and let them go back, they sue the state, they go put themselves together. And that's why you see sometimes the money ain't coming out of the police or them pocket, right? That's why they just do what they do to you too. Anytime the money start to come out of their pocket, you go see. Right, look at Gary Griffith. I don't say he say how much camera he organized for them and they want to wear it. It's just like if I give you a work, right? I'm a construction big man and I give you a work, right? And I tell you, okay then, I want a heap of sand move from point A to point B. You can't tell me you ain't moving it, otherwise I'll send you home. So if I get camera for you and I tell you you have to wear it and you want to wear it, what you expect? Go home, you don't want to. Where the good Lord have mercy with Trinidad and Tobago, yes? God help us.
Good night, Arita. You have a contribution to make? Arita?
Guys, I just have one thing to say. I'm really proud of the fact that you decided to take this initiative, or if it is the first time, whenever, coming up on live, I love it. Keep it righty, keep it consistent, keep it clean, keep it classy. Big up to you. I love that for you. Hear this. Other thing I want to tell you is, Anna Lover, I watching, you know I watching right now? The power play between the rich Indians and the rich Syrians. And here's what, you know, I asking myself, and then all of this. That's my only contribution. We had to figure it out. Because nobody not coming to save us. And Kamala not going and call no early election. She not going and do all of that. We still had to figure out where we fit in all of this. The power play is there. You're seeing it, it's flashing before we eyes and we studying all kind of thing. Yes, study all kind of thing. I have no problem with that. Study what you have to study. Study what going on in the country. Nothing wrong with that. But watch the fact that the same people who was complaining mostly, and I'll say it here now in big, the same people who was complaining now, well then, it's the same people who have enough money to make power plays now. You understand? That is why I'm watching. I'm not watching what everybody else watching. Yes, I'm watching the food prices, yes, because I had to live. But you know what I'm watching? I'm watching the power play. So, all the figures where all they going and be. Because this war is between the Syrian community and the upper echelons of the United National Congress, whether you like it or not, who is the East Indian community. So do all the thing now. Do all the thing. I right here and I'm watching. I change it, but child close. Okay, no should be talking about our lives. So, I'm watching. I watching what's going on. Everybody keep talking. I watching. I want piece of land. And I love I want piece of land. I want everything. And that's what we had to sell to do. We had to sell a watch that we want everything like everybody else. You understand? That's what we had to do. Jump low. Whether we have to eat bake alone at night some nights or bread alone, just know that you're doing it with a purpose in the end. Whether it's for you or your generations to come. That is all I have to say. Good night, everybody. Love you guys are listening.
Good night, Arita. Thank you for your contribution.
They're packing food. The Prime Minister asking for people they're asking for people to send food for Venezuela, right? And that's what I'm telling you now. Right? Venezuelan people don't like Trinidadian. You'll get a work, you'll come here and work. I know Mr. right now how he work it. He man making up, he have big gun. And that man give them Venezuelan people work. And they don't come back and rob the man with mass and thing. And shoot him. These Venezuelan people only okay for what they want. They don't like Trinidadian. I tell you, they don't like we. They don't get what they want. And the Prime Minister, right, want people to pack food and send things for Venezuela. Venezuela, watch out. Let Delcy will take it and she'll kick the Prime Minister and she'll pull. Stupid. She will kick Kamala. I tell you that. She will kick Kamala. The Venezuelan people are not easy, you know. I know them, they're not nice. Right? Let she go and continue. If I can send, how much she should send, but I know Rodriguez will turn on she, eh? Watch out, see what I tell you. Well, open the eyes. Alright, okay. That's my contribution.
Sean Z.
Hey, good night, everyone.
Good night.
So how much Kamala says she wanted?
She didn't really specify an amount. She just wanted. She urged the nation. No.
She should first contribute, and then after that, what she has to do is to say what she going to contribute. Out of she pocketed not a week in contribute. Then taxing her for her to papa. And she said what she contribute. I think I go match together. She contributed. So we want to, because I'd like to see nobody's staff and partner, whether it's my child, whether it's child next door, whether it's child in Venezuela, whether it's children in Ecuador, no matter what. I will help you, I can help. Guys, if I could help. No, I say no. Well, we suffer. And it shouldn't make we hard close from helping, eh? All we suffer. Or whatever she could match, she says she do. And I want to hear what she contributes to do. Because maybe she is. And that's a good thing. I hope so. Right? But we stop watching the game, but you know what this is a bigger play than that, right? This is to make sure she gets in line for that oil and chone. Yeah. Remember, after the bacchanal, she didn't get what she wanted. Because after she said, she and the woman had all kind of banter. And then she make us believe that it didn't happen. And then Dulcie didn't want to do it. Right? So if now you help them, my good God, we might get through the gas dealers. Maybe I play. That's the power play there. And I will help them. But you do it out of your pocket. The more we to do it. Really? We have one. Contribute. And then you will see now. Lead by the top. Let me see you contribute first.
Good night.
I could be selective. I say on that way. I see selective now. I see. My life will get pulled over. But I just see. Here's let me see what she contributed, huh? Right?
Hello, good night.
To come back to what I'm saying is that the people in Trinidad and Tobago at the level of where they're struggling, the all struggling, the middle class struggling, the upper class people struggling because if they can't get we money when we go to the grocery, they're going to be struggling too because they can't reach the bills. Because guess what? They can't pay the bills neither. Yeah, you see the class of people who spend it, the nice who, the poor people. So we just go to the buy. They need we money too. Them suffering just like we just buy each other. And I know somebody here very live it because they tell me before I get pulled down, I hear the live the other day. And then all of us, I have to prove to TikTok, I have to write TikTok to that email. To prove that I above 13 years old.
Jonesy. Well, guys, we are coming up to the end of the show, and I am saying that we need to put our house in order before we are able to render any assistance to anyone else. We still have a lot of people that are on the streets begging. I am seeing a lot of children hustling. There's a young lad, there's a young boy in Maloney, and this young boy sells banana. This boy sells banana to feed his family. And whenever I am in Maloney, I purchase banana from this youth. Are you hearing what I tell you?
I know exactly who you're talking about.
This child is going secondary school, and I admire that child so much.
Yes.
He is earning a living selling banana in the road. He's hustling to make ends meet for his family. Mm-hmm. And I'm seeing a lot of that going on all over. There was a young man, I was in Arima. He said, "Miss, I'm selling Rasta oil. I'm selling Rasta oil." I said, "Son, I don't really like the scent of the Rasta oil." But he said, "Miss, I haven't had anything to eat for the day." Oh gosh, you could give me a 20. And I gave the child a $20. And this is a little boy in Arima. And it was him and some others selling this small Rasta oil. And I'm seeing more and more children on the road hustling and begging when they're supposed to be in school. What is going on in this nation? Why aren't the welfare being reached to these families so that these children will be able to have an education? Why am I seeing, I even saw on the highway a child hustling water. Only how I tell you?
It's truth.
And
it's truth what you're saying.
This is where we reach. This is where we reach. You need to fix your house first. You need, the assistants need to reach these people. I just be so scared. I don't want to hear a child, because it have unscrupulous adults out there. You don't want to hear the propositioning these children and the children desperate. These things does bother me. These things does bother me. And as I said, me and Rich, I working for 20, 50 an hour, 13 hours a day. But anytime somebody come and I have it, I will give. And that is what we should try and do for each other. Try and assist, try and help. We don't have to do anything extravagant and have $3 or $4, $800 in grocery, but try and help someone. Whenever
Excuse me, you work in a school by Maloney?
You
work at Maloney school?
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Hello, good night. What's up, guys? Night, Oscar. Good night, Princess.
Well, let's tap the screen like the light's sticking again. Anybody have any closing comments?
Yeah, good night.
If you have the UN, right? If the UN does help the underprivileged, right?
Yeah.
Like the Trinidad, right? The UN does send money to Trinidad to help the underprivileged, and when they don't, they take the money and they do like it's the government itself helping the underprivileged and they giving you the money. Like, oh, you can't build a house for yourself or anything. They assist you on this and that. They ain't doing you that. Even though the people in jail, right? According to much people in jail, right? The UN does help out. If all you know that, I telling all you, if the UN does help out, the UN does send the money to underprivileged people, and when they're not, they're taking the money and talking about, is this to mine or some one person in jail, and is this to do this, and is this, if the UN does send the money for them,
just come and lie, they just come and lie to the people and them.
Well, that is news to us.
Put a trust.
What,
people and people, UN is not you people to trust. UN people is not a trust at all. Don't trust
anybody else have any closing contributions? We are coming up to the end of the show.
Tobago. For election time, the big campaign was when UNC win, everybody win. Right now, the citizens and them, and I am one. If I could go back and take back my vote, I will go back in the morning and take back my vote. Because right now, nobody knowing. Right now, people are suffering. And I'm saying it blatantly, this UNC government is the most wickedest government I ever see pass through Trinidad and Tobago. You understand? They don't have no heart, they don't have no empathy, they don't have no sympathy for citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. And when you hear the fanatics and them coming up and saying about how in the last 10 years, if people wasn't suffering, no, people wasn't suffering. People was suffering, yeah, people was on the breadline, but we wasn't seeing them out on the road like how we seen them now. During school
and that is one of the reasons why we vote out.
Wiping children during school hours. Children are out there wiping windshield all by Westmoreland, all by Forum. You understand? It have a woman with she 2 children that be by KFC St. James. You understand? And by the window, by the drive-through window, and she begging. I never see that. And this woman used to work CPEP. This woman was a CPEP employee and she get put out of her house. I don't know where she does be staying when the night come. You understand? But during the course of the day, she does be by KFC begging for her children to survive.
But Chatter, it's a people in Diego Martin that I know using the SUV.
Because all you're eating are food.
But taking the
and because
SUV
because the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago.
Hold on, Shanzi.
The Prime Minister, the government of the day give all your a work with a handsome salary. And all you're watching now are the poor people who are you leave behind. The same people who you call as a lawless dump is the same people who voted for you. You understand? It's the same lawless people who you come and beg and plead for and to say that how I'll fix the wrongs and I'll make it right. These are the same people who are shitting on right now, presently. You understand? And people, but I don't know how them could stand up, people like Khadijah Amin and the Prime Minister of the day could stand up, because Khadijah Amin stand up in Parliament and say that how when the UNC, when the PNM was in power, they had a set of grass cutters, and as soon as they get paid and they buy a bread, the money done. But Miss Amin, the people and them could have still make 2 ends meet with that money what they was getting. Right now, what the people and them are getting right now. And then after the Prime Minister now come out today and asking the citizens to donate something to Venezuela. All of your CPF and your workers take all your uniform and thing and pay it. Donate all your uniform back to Venezuela because we don't need it. You understand? Crime is out of control. Children are dying daily. And I don't want to take up too much time because they're closing comments. So I'll give somebody else a chance. Sorry about that.
Warrior, you have to be closing comments. Hold on. Warrior? All right, go ahead, Hayden.
That I was once a worker with CPEP, so I understand and I know. Right? And there are a lot of my CPEP friends that aren't working. Right? We all have our own needs, we all have our own things to do with our money. We cannot use some what we have, what we don't have to come to someone else. It doesn't make sense. Right? We have to fix ourselves first. So that's all I have to say for now. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I know Kitty. Kitty, your mic working now? Go ahead, Dexter. Closing comments.
Yeah, what I'm saying now, the fella, the last one down below was saying they always talk about PNM 10 years, and that why reason why we vote out the PNM because of what they was doing. So why they keep going back? PNM was doing this 10 years ago and this and that. We get rid of the PNM because of the thing they was doing. So why every time you talk to them, it's PNM was doing that 10 years ago. I do not do this. I do not do that. Where the hell? So where we get rid of the PNM for? And all is still coming up. Oh God, God help us. Hey, me Auntie Monica went away in the USA. Wanted to come home back. I say, Auntie, don't come back. Back on neck you will have to eat. You can't afford fish and meat. If you buy a mini bus, then bad road go mash 'em up. Auntie, don't come back. Auntie, don't come back home. Good night.
Good night, Dexter. You are welcome to come back anytime. Sonzi,
no
closing comments?
Hey, but I'll say this, I don't live anywhere. So, for the UNC supporters, I'm glad for you all if you all are doing very well. Nice for you. But don't remind me over and over when I see these stupidness going on about where I was 10 years ago.
Right.
The whole purpose of why we put on it there is to get rid of the 10 years ago whatever it is. You promise you could do all what you could do. Well, do it. You don't hear the promise and then you can't do, and promise and you can't do. And let me tell you, settlement period for any government is 3 to 6 months. You're going past a year. Your premium time expire. That performance. When we reach to the polls, we will vote based on what we see you perform with. We want to know about 10 years ago and who do what. So what you do, and you're not looking good right now. If you call a local elections in the morning, trust me, you're not looking good right now. Fix your mix. You can't be that dumb not to realize that this amount of people speaking up against what they're seeing is because they're seeing. We're not blind. We walk around with blindfold on. So if this is what we come to, then you need to fix the problem. I keep saying, I said that last night, you need to fix the problem. Don't talk about it and try to remind me about where you was 10 years. I mean, where I was, the same place you was. And we see the same thing. So what you're trying to tell me, I should take licks now, because I was taking licks 10 years before. So take the licks again. No, not stupid. Fix it. Don't talk it now, fix it. And if you can't fix it, leave it and go. Give me somebody else. Give it up.
Yes. Candace.
Like Candace.
Knockout.
Like she knocked out, yeah.
One more time. Candace. Right, that's it.
Right, so my closing remarks. We are in crisis. We are in crisis. And the government should be focused on the people in need. I hope that they would snap out of whatever trance they are in, or whatever bad mind or evil thoughts they have. I hope that they snap out of it and get the thing cracking. I hope that people who are still waiting on their pensions receive it. There's a backlog. There's a backlog of persons who would have applied since last year and are waiting on their payments. There are persons who would have applied for welfare and still waiting. There are persons who have applied for the food cards and they're still waiting. You all need to get up and function. We are in a crisis right now. We are in a crisis. You all need to get up and function. Give assistance and render aid to those in need. And again, we should all be our brother's keeper if we can. Because you can't give what you don't have. Right? I say to go and stretch yourself thin and you're in a situation where you can't live now. If you could, Give. If you can't, give a word, give a prayer, give something, because people depressed right now. People are depressed. People are emotional. There's a lot going on. It's a lot. And as I said, it takes a big man and a big woman to come and ask somebody for assistance, to come and ask somebody for help. I went to the hospital to do some business, and a man come and ask me, Miss, can I get money to travel home? Things are hard. Things are very hard, but people voted for this. People voted for this. So again, thanks to everyone who made their contributions. It was a pleasure being on this live. I was reluctant, but I had fun. It was a pleasure. And come next week, Candice will be back. Thank you guys for being nice. Thank you guys for being hospitable. It was an honor. Everyone, have a good night. Good night, everyone.
Thanks again. It was beautiful.